Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. If, God forbid, and this is why going to Minnesota this weekend, I appreciate Ilhan Omar saying, when asked, are you supporting Biden? Absolutely. It would be the end of our democracy. you know, so that,
Right.
like you say, wherever you are on Gaza, but it just, if enough Democrats don't vote, I mean, if Trump gets in, I mean, God help the Palestinian people and all of us, right?
All of us,
Yeah.
every community that's in our coalition, from the LGBTQ community to African Americans, Latinos, progressive white people, Muslims, progressive Jews, all of us in that coalition. He doesn't care about us. He's only wanted to be king of his base, not president of the United States of America. And that's going to be even worse in his second term, which that second term won't end.
I
Just so
know.
everyone
I
knows.
know.
As Congressman Cheney, former Liz Cheney, former member of the House, Republican, said, Trump's not leaving. He didn't leave peacefully in 2020, folks. Why would he leave peacefully in 2028? He is not leaving. And good luck enforcing the 22nd Amendment. Have we tried to enforce the 14th Amendment? Look what the Supreme Court did.
Yeah.
Who knows what they do? You try to enforce the 22nd Amendment, they'll say, well, Congress has got to enforce it or something else. And we can't have the states decide it.
That's
It's got, like, they could protect Donald Trump again, this court.
that's why he's desperate to stop these trials, because the only way he is, as we've said many times, only running for president to stay out of jail, to be able to stop these cases, because none of these defenses are that he's innocent. They're, just delay, delay, delay. And you don't have to be a lawyer to see what ridiculous defenses they are: free speech or Presidential Records Act or whatever. Kyle Cheney tweeted, Trump says on Truth Social, it would be my great honor to go to jail for violating Judge Merchan's gag order. It will make him a modern day Nelson Mandela. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so, in that the trial starts a week from today, what would you do about the gag order if you're, because it does seem like he's purposely baiting Judge Merchan now to try to,
He,
have him go to jail.
You can put him in jail. He can watch his trial from a monitor. There's no, he has to be there. But if he violates the rules of the court, he doesn't have to be in the courtroom. He has a Sixth Amendment right to confront his accusers. His lawyers will be there to cross-examine it, everyone, to object to witnesses, object to evidence. His constitutional rights to be protected. I hope he goes to jail. I will go
Yeah.
visit him. It's not far from where I
Well,
live.
I,
I'll go down there. I'm like, I'm here to see Donald Trump.
I'm in
I'm
for
on the
that.
list. I'm on the list. No, they said I'm on the list. So, like,
I
I'm on the
mean,
list.
Rude Pundit said, say he's going to be held until trial. See how quickly all those delays go away. I mean, that's the other thought. And also just prove that no one's above the law. Just once. I mean, and Rosie tweeted, just hurry up with all these cases. Everyone's tired of seeing and hearing about him. Free us of him, please. I mean, I think we're just
Exactly.
exhausted, which is his strategy.
It is. It's to slow it down. And the thing is, even if he's convicted in New York, and I sincerely believe he will be, it's unlikely he gets jail time, or if he does, it'll be way down the line. The big thing is, I want the January 6th case, and we have to wait for the Supreme Court to hear oral argument on April 25th, and we hope that they render a decision within a few weeks or a month, and then Judge Chutkan can assign a January 6th trial date that's, say, August, and Donald Trump, I think August, it's got to be 3 months from when it's over. Whenever the decision comes
Yeah.
out from the Supreme Court, Judge Chutkan's going to give him 3 months from there. That, to me, is the key case, the January 6th case. And he goes to jail. Those are serious felonies.
Let's
He'll
be,
go to prison for
we
that.
got a couple more minutes with you, Dean, and then I know you got to go. But let's talk about Judge Cannon that we talked about in the commercial break, because it is just astounding. But it doesn't seem to me like Jack Smith has any choice but to go for mandamus, right? To try to get her recused, because it seems clear she is waiting for this to go to trial so she can dismiss it and he can't be retried. I mean,
Right. No matter what she's helping him, either she'll dismiss the case once the evidence goes in and says you're going to get a directed verdict, or she'll drag it out beyond election day. The inherent conflict was appointing Judge Cannon to this case. It was random. It is random. But there were 26 judges in the Southern District in Florida. What bizarreness that she got picked is
yeah,
beyond me. And he appointed her. And look, she's auditioning to be on the Supreme Court with Donald Trump. The bizarre reality that if Trump wins, she's only 43. If Trump wins, we know he'll reward her
but
with the
what
U.S.
are
Court of Appeals or the Supreme Court. And that's what's going on. This is judicial idol. We're watching it play out, and it's awful. And I
and
can't, it's such an inherent conflict. She should have been removed by the presiding judge in that district, who was a Bush appointee. They should have not allowed her to have the case.
so
It's
what are
ridiculous that
the
they allowed it.
just a few more seconds? Well, what are the chances that, because I know it's a high bar, what are the chances that she could be
If
removed?
Look, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, where this is, and I just wrote about it, it does have a high bar for recusal. But even if they recuse her and say she's gone, guess what? You have to appoint a new judge. What does that do? It causes more delays. That's what Trump wants. And it takes us again beyond Election Day. So my point is, she has won this battle. She's protected Trump. It is unlikely this trial happened before Election Day. That's what Trump wanted. She got her seat on the Court of Appeals if Trump wins, at least a Court of Appeals seat.
Oh, well.
I'm not kidding. This is quid pro quo. It's outrageous,
well.
in our face. It's judicial corruption.
It's only our nuclear secrets. But you were just talking about Bobby Kennedy Jr. And I know. I mean, I just don't know what to say anymore. Because I don't know if you know, but I know him. I don't know if you knew him, but I mean, he was a friend and a guest on my show, and I feel the same pain his family must. That he is just completely out of his mind. You know, I mean, and now he's doing Trump talking points on anti-vax, on the Ukraine, on J6 rioters, right?
Yep. The fundraising letter, which talked about the rights are being trampled of the January 6 activists, he called them J6 activists in that letter. And then when he had called out, he goes, "Oh, we didn't agree to this. They did." And I tell people, look, there are people who have problems with Biden over Gaza will never vote for Trump, and they look at RFK Jr. And what I try to explain to them, this is a guy who is defending Netanyahu lockstep. He says it's a morally right thing to do. So anyone out there who's like, well, I don't like Biden's policy on Gaza, I can't vote for Trump. RFK is not your guy.
Thank you.
Ultimately, in the swing state, I'm going to be begging people to vote for Biden. If you don't live in a swing state, vote for me. But if you live in a swing state, you got to vote for Biden.
I don't know if
it's so vitally important.
I don't know if you saw David Corn's piece, Dean, that I mentioned earlier, but RFK Jr.'s campaign is being financially aided by a couple who are regulars on the far-right circuit. They've been hobnobbing with January 6th insurrectionists, QAnoners, Christian nationalists, other pro-Trump extremists. Around the time of the 1/6 riot, one posed for a photo with militia members who were subsequently arrested and convicted for their participation in the J6 assault on the Capitol. So, speaking of law and order, so is the trial starting a week from today? What do you think?
Look here, in the big picture, anyone who's ever tried cases will tell you anything can come up, right? But as of now, we're on the trajectory for a week from today, Donald Trump's first criminal trial, the election fraud / hush money case. I say hush money so people know what it is. It's election fraud case. It's going to start. But jury selection, the estimates are 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It could be a month. But 2 to 3 weeks. So before we actually begin the trial evidence part and opening arguments, we're going to go through a long process of jury selection. Then it's a 6-week trial. I think, honestly, by June, Donald Trump is a convicted felon. I think that is very plausible.